The Suns and Clippers facing off in the first round of the NBA playoffs. KD and those Suns heavy favorites over former teammate Russell Westbrook and LA. Shannon, let's start with you. What shot do you give Russ's Clippers of upsetting KD's Suns?
First of all, they're not Russ's Clippers. They're Kawhi Clippers.
I think they've almost become Russ's Clippers.
I remember when Kawhi said, last year he missed the entire season. He said this is a 2-year process of me coming back being what I once was. Now, I don't know if will he ever get back to that peak, that 2-time Finals MVP, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's a much better offensive player.
I agree.
He's just not as well-rounded. He doesn't play defense nearly as well as he once did. And we understand the toll that the injuries have taken on his body, Skip.
I mean, LeBron just cooked him in the second half and scored 30.
I mean, think about this, Skip. Since January 1st, Kawhi is averaging 27 points, shooting 52% from the floor, 46% from three, 90% from the free throw line. He's going to need to do that and more because it doesn't look like Paul George is going to be back for the first round of this series.
No.
And so Kawhi is going to be asked to be Hercules. And sometimes late in the ball game, he's probably going to have to jump over there and say, okay, I got KD. Or he's going to have to jump over there and say, I got Book. And it is what it is, Skip. I mean, sometimes late in the ball game, the best got to guard the best. It is what it is.
Yep.
Look, the last time we saw the Clippers and the Suns, we know what happened. Chris Paul had one of those games for the ages. Yep. We probably, I don't know if that's
this closeout game.
Game 6 at the old Staples. It's a Crip now. Mm-hmm. But I don't see them. I don't see the Clippers beating the Suns. I don't. I just think they got too much offensive firepower. DeAndre Ayton, he just can't get outplayed by Zubac. Zubac is an effort guy, Skip. I don't go into the game expecting him to give me 15 and 15. But if you're not careful, he'll get a lot of hustle putbacks. He can run the floor, and he'll definitely rebound and give them second chance points. Norman Powell is playing really, 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 really well. And I'm not so sure that he hadn't been the second best player. I know Russ has had some games, but Norman Powell is shooting the ball extremely well. And so with that being said, I don't think the Clippers can beat the Suns. I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to say Suns in 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 5.
I am with your conclusion. Now back to the start of this. In my wildest nightmares, I never thought I would see Russell Westbrook as the starting point guard for the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, but I also didn't think I'd ever see Kevin Durant as the star of stars in Phoenix.
No.
In Phoenix? And now they're matched up in the first round. First time they ever played against each other in the playoffs since they played together in the playoffs way back when.
Correct.
Oklahoma City. All right. To my eye test, it feels like Russ has played better for the Clippers than the Lakers.
It does.
Yet the stats don't say that.
No.
And since he has joined the Clippers, they have won 11 and lost 10. Well, that's Russell Westbrook. In the end, he's the cloud hanging over your team. Mm-hmm. But to my eye, he's performed better in large part because there's been no Paul George.
Right.
And there's no timetable for Paul George coming back. So all of a sudden, he becomes a crucial piece to this. You have to lean on Russ to give you any shot against KD's team.
Absolutely.
So if I look at just the sheer numbers, since he's joined the Clippers, he's playing 30 minutes, averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists.
That's less than with the Lakers.
Good. Okay, Lakers, he played 29 minutes a game, so it's just a minute more.
Yeah.
He averaged 16, 6, and 8. So 16, 5, and 8 to 16, 6, and 8.
Right.
So actually, the Lakers was one more rebound. Right?
But he's shooting the ball better with the Clippers than he was the Lakers, isn't he?
Slightly better. From the floor, he's up to 44% with the Clippers to 42% for your Lakers. From 3, he's all the way up to 36%.
Oh, man, why we couldn't get that?
No, because you had 29.6%.
Come on, get that 7%.
That's the crucial difference. Free throws, same, 66%, which is horrible. But he's been the same liability from the free throw line for the Clippers. The turnovers it's 3.4 for the Clippers to 3.5 for the Lakers. So it's only a tick better, just a tiny tick. So my point is, it feels like the numbers are almost identical except for the three-point shooting.
Right.
lately he's been stepping into his threes with some authority, like, I'm going to make this. And when he makes them, as he did against the Lakers, he's holding the pose like he can actually shoot threes.
But let me ask you a question. Have we lowered the expectations of Russ for the Clippers as opposed with the Lakers?
Well, you have to. You know, and I know it was his dream come true to be the point guard for his Lakers. He grew up loving out here in Southern California. LeBron loved him and wanted him. AD co-signed. And then it all fell apart. And he feels like LeBron completely turned on him because he should have turned on him because he was terrible. And then he's trying to give it to LeBron the other night, and the Clippers are giving it to the Lakers. He's making hand signals at him. He's just, okay, all right,
he should have.
Whatever. Okay, well, it's just the truth. So, again, I can't even fathom Russell Westbrook as the starting point guard for a team that I love going into the year, a team I picked to win it all, and I'm done. I told you the day they went and got Russ.
Got him.
And I'm convinced it was an anti-Lakers move. It's because they have notoriously forever been the team in the basement in L.A., the ugly stepchildren in L.A. Now they're building their own new palace, but they're still stuck in the basement.
Well, Skip, you remember the Clippers, they started this a long time ago when they took one of the Lakers' best players and made him GM. Took Elgin Baylor, but he was a GM for like 20-plus years.
And then what happened? Nothing.
It didn't go well.
Yeah, it did not go well. So I'm convinced that the Clippers said, okay, they failed with Russ. We're going to show them.
Right.
We're going to make him a star.
Right.
He's going to be our driving force, literal driving force. He does play hard. It looks to my eye like he's played a little harder on defense. It looks to my eye like he's been a little more comfortable because it got so bad last year at the crypt with the Lakers.
They begged him not to shoot.
They were begging him not to shoot, like, no. And finally, I got to the point, I know his wife was mad at me and he said the family got shamed. Well, you were horrible. And I felt sorry for him because it was his dream come true turned into his worst nightmare. Yeah. It needed to end. And I'm going to credit Rob Pelinka. I don't know how he got Utah to say, okay, we'll take your protected first-round pick, the 2027. We'll take that.
I think it's only top 5 protected.
Okay, all right, but it is somewhat protected. We'll take that one, and we'll buy him out. And they did, and he hit the free agent market, and Lawrence Frank or somebody maybe went up to Steve Ballmer and said, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's show him.
Do you think the Lakers offered to buy him out, and he was just unwilling?
I have no idea. But, yeah, with the Lakers, I think he wanted every last penny, and I think he ended up getting every last penny from Utah.
Really?
But it was deeper into the contract year because we were about 2/3 of the year through. So he got to stay in L.A. where he could take his kids to school, but he's playing for the team in the basement.
Right.
But pressure, to your point, expectation dropped dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, the fanfare, the buildup wasn't what it was coming to the Lakers when him going to the Clippers. So the expectations have dwindled, and I think the less pressure on him, he can play freer. I think the thing, Skip, is that he was trying to be something that they didn't need.
That's true.
Here, at Clippers, he can just be Russ. He wanted to show, I'm going to still triple this, I'm going to do that. And, he always said, well, they don't let me be me and they don't let me do that. That's not what they needed.
Okay. I will not be surprised if the Suns sweep them, but I'm going to call it Suns in 5. Russ still has bad blood for KD because he feels like KD left him high and dry, which he did. He just did.
And take your words, he should have.
He should have. And I was told by somebody very close to Kevin that he just finally came to the point where he still loved Russ as a little brother, but he just decided, I cannot win a championship in Oklahoma City with that guy as my primary decision maker. Because in Oklahoma City, Russ dribbled the ball up the floor every single trip and said, is it my turn or your turn? I think it's my turn.
Right.
Kevin's over there on the wing. Remember me? And he finally said, okay, we had a 3-1 lead on Golden State. We upchucked. It's time for me to go join forces. So he joined forces with the team that came back from 3-1 down.
And Russ won the MVP the next year.
He did, but he said, I'm entering year 10. I need to maximize my potential to get a ring. And he won back-to-back with Finals MVPs. He's good to go. Now he wants to win one for CP3. And I think it'd be the best story of the year in the postseason if Kevin could help carry Chris. And Chris is going to be called upon to make a bunch of open threes because he's going to get them.
This ring would be more valuable than the 2 in Golden State.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm with you. And I think he's going to win it. I think the Suns will win the West, and I think the Suns will win it all. But to your point, it's all about health. They have to stay healthy because history would tell you they won't.
Yeah.
So
that's asking an awful lot at this juncture of their careers and this season.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Book's still a young player,
Right.
but he's had notorious hamstring pulls.
Yeah.
So they all three have to stay healthy, and if they do, I think they're going to win it all. And if they do, I think they can beat the Clippers in 5 or maybe even 4.
Okay.
With no Paul George.
Yeah. I don't see Paul George coming back this series.
Ooh. Well, Skip, the odds makers are on your train of thought. According to Fox Bet Sportsbook, the favorite betting line is for the Suns to take this one in 5. We will see right around the corner. All right, gentlemen, did Draymond Green have the ultimate comeback to Rudy Gobert? Man, this story just keeps on giving. We'll explain in just a minute.